Hello everyone, it's Dylan from Yugioh Everything, and welcome back to another Yugioh VRains cast list analysis, episode summary analysis, kind of a mixture of both. We have gotten the cast list for episode 16 along with a long summary, and then we have a very short summary for episode 17. If you do not want any spoilers, here is your courtesy call to click off this video. 3, 2, 1, here we go. So a major thank you to DMC. I'm going to read you the 16 and 17 summaries, then we'll get in the depth of the cast list and such. So, Episode 16, Infiltration, Seoul's Digital Fortress. In order to search for the truth about the incident 10 years ago, Playmaker hacked into Seoul's master computer and heads for the databank that lies deep within its system. So I'm going to pause right there because that pretty much tells us that Yusaku is going to beat Emma. He's going to win the duel. I don't think many of us thought Emma was actually going to win, but this kind of confirms that he's going to get the program to be able to hack in. The only way that it will go the other way is if Emma wins but still gives him the program, but that doesn't make any sense because then she would have Ignis, so that, Yusaku's going to win this duel. However, standing in his way is a dueling AI program. Can Playmaker get past this new threat and seize the truth? Before I read the cast, let's go to the episode 17 summary. It's very brief, but it's very interesting. The absolutely flawless AI duelist. Thanks to Blue Angel, Playmaker manages to reach the databank, but ... So that is actually awesome. So Aoi is back, Blue Angel is back, and she's going to be helping Yusaku, which is cool. Before I give any thoughts, and trust me, I have a lot to say about all of this, I'm going to read you the cast list, the characters that will be speaking in episode 16. We have Yusaku, we have the AI, we have Kusanagi, we have Naoki. I'm glad Naoki is back. We have Aoi / Blue Angel, Emma / Ghost Girl, Akira, Kitamura, Prototype AI Duelist, and Curry Ball. When this was first translated, DMC translated it as Curry Bow. And I immediately thought, like, oh my god, I even made a tweet about it. I way jumped the gun on that. I was like, oh my god, it's the original Karibo. Karibo. And I'm thinking, like, what does this mean? Does this mean Yusaku is related to Yugi? Like, what does this mean? We didn't have a Karibo in the Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds, or not the Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds, Jesus, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 era. We had Kuribon in 5Ds, and I know we had one in Zexal. I just can't remember off the top of my head, but I know we did have a Karibo in Zexal. But we actually have a Kariball, which is a Sphere Karibo. That's what it means. And what's very interesting about Sphere Karibo, first of all, the voice actress is Carly's voice actress from 5Ds. The second one, not the one that was involved in a BDSM cult, the one that replaced the cult-affiliated VA. So we have a familiar voice actress here, which is kind of cool. So if you want to go back and watch some Carly speaking scenes from seasons 4 and 5, that will be the voice of Curry Ball. I don't know if Curry Ball will speak or just say its name like most of the Karibos do, but the fact that Curry Ball, that we have one on the cast list, makes me think that it could maybe be like the host. Like, isn't it funny? Playmaker gets into Seoul's master computer, he heads for the deep, dark data bank, and all of a sudden Sphere Karibo pops up, and she's the one, I should say, talking and, like, leading Yusaku through the program, like, kind of like a Siri, almost. That could be a very, very interesting take. But what's interesting here is if Curry Ball becomes a monster, if Sphere Karibo becomes a monster used in this duel, Sphere Karibo helps rituals. And so I wonder if this is a small hint that we will see someone or something, because remember, an AI is not someone, use a ritual monster. I wonder if we are going to see the introduction of rituals early on in this show. That would be very interesting because Sphere Karibo is all about ritual monsters. That's basically what the effect is. So I think that would be actually really, really cool. She could just be a host. She might not be anything of importance, and I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see. But that is probably the interesting name we've ever gotten dropped on a cast list. And right above it, we have a prototype AI duelist, and we have Kitamura right above that. And watch the dynamic play out between Kitamura and these AI duelists, because keep in mind, Akira said to Emma, Kitamura wanted to create an army of AI duelists. When we first got the title for these episodes, I thought that maybe it could be Ignis. Maybe Ignis would escape Yusaku and challenge him to a duel, and he would be the flawless AI duelist. But now I am thinking that this is going to be all Kitamura's work, and this is going to be the army of AI duelists that Akira hinted to in episode 14, challenging Yusaku. And will Yusaku falter? will Yusaku falter to these AIs? Because he's only dueled humans to this point, and it seems like when he struggled in a duel, which was in the flashback, that was probably to a computer. That probably was to someone, and as Ignis said in the very first episode, AIs don't take chances, they only calculate chances to win, or he said something like that, which is one of my favorite, actually, quotes of the show so far. So I wonder if Yusaku's going to struggle in this episode, because then 17, we have Prototype AI Duelist. Episode 17 is the absolutely flawless AI Duelist. So I have a feeling that he's going to beat the Prototype, he's going to move on to 17, which is the next episode, and that's when he's going to duel a flawless AI Duelist. And will Yusaku, will Playmaker, lose for the first time? That episode is very brief, and it's just Blue Angel, which I'll get to her in a second. Thanks to Blue Angel, Playmaker manages to reach the data bank, but, and that but is probably alluring to, he runs into the flawless Duelist, or maybe Ignis. Maybe Ignis has like a program installed in him where if someone gets that close to the database, because remember, he is Soul Technologies property, someone gets that close to the Soul database and the Soul data bank, he turns on his like security mode, and he's going to get out of the duel disk somehow, or not get out of the duel disk, but still somehow challenge Yusaku to a duel, and those two are going to duel. That would be an interesting take. I don't know if we are quite there yet at a Yusaku Ignis duel, but I feel like that's definitely going to happen, and maybe it'll happen in 17, who really knows. But let's talk about Blue Angel. Let's talk about Aoi Zazen. I'm so glad that she is back. The one character that is notably missing is Go. I have no idea where Go is. A few people have asked me, like, yeah, where do you think Go is? Like, you never really bring him up. And I'm like, well, I never bring him up because he's never in any of these. He's never in any of the cast lists. We have not seen him since episode 5. And again, I'm not too worried about it, because in a show that's going to have probably 140 episodes, Go could become relevant again in episode 40 and then be a mainstead throughout the show. So it's way too early to say that, like, oh yeah, you know, where is he, and start panicking that he's not here. But it is kind of weird that he's not around. He just doesn't fit into the plot right now. You know, his character doesn't fit into the plot, if that makes any sense. I mean, that's the way that I view it, and I think they're having trouble writing him in, and so they're not bothering writing him in, which I'm honestly okay with at this point. You know, in 10 episodes, in episode 26, if he comes back and then he's a mainstead, as I said, that would be fine. But what I like about everything that's happening here is Blue Angel is going to help out Playmaker. Yusaku is a character that doesn't enjoy getting help from people. He'd rather do things on his own. Maybe Kusanagi. Well, Kusanagi, yeah, he is the only person that Yusaku trusts. He had a chance to recruit Go for his team in episode 5. He opted not to. He told Kusanagi, he actually walked out of the van. He said, I'm not working with him. I don't want to work with him. I don't want to endanger him. And he doesn't want to work with him because he doesn't want to put his life in danger, which is a noble thing to say. But now he was saved by Blue Angel in episode 3. Remember, he would have probably died, according to Ignis, had Blue Angel not saved him. He's being helped by Emma here. Maybe not directly, because Emma is, you know, in it for her own gain. But without Emma, he doesn't get into this data bank. And now in episode 16, he's going to be helped once again by Blue Angel. So even though he's a character that at the moment doesn't really interact with people and doesn't like talking to people, he's being forced. The help is kind of being forced on him, which is a very interesting take, because any other Yu-Gi-Oh protagonist would love the help. They'd love talking to people. And we have someone who's just polar opposite from all 5 protagonists. So it's just an interesting take. And I like that they're forcing these characters into Yusaku's path. And they're all trying to, maybe not directly, but they are all helping out Yusaku get to his goal of conquering the past. And I'm just glad we have Blue Angel back. And I have to give Yoshida credit, because I remember the last thing he wrote Yu-Gi-Oh related was the Yu-Gi-Oh Zexal manga. And one of the panels in the Zexal manga, it was like one of the between chapters panels, was him talking about how he struggles to write female characters. I forget where it was in the manga, but if anyone's read the manga, they can back me up there. He said that he wouldn't have made Luna a female, but Luna was a manga-only character. I believe that was her name. She was like really close with Shark, or she became close with Shark. And he wouldn't have made her female, but his like boss came to him and said, look, you got to put in a female. You got to make a female character, dude. And he acknowledged in that like mini joke chapter that he struggles to write females, that he's not great at writing females. He doesn't really connect with female characters. But I give him so much credit, because I think he's written Aoi so well. I think he's written Emma masterfully. I mean, some people have said she's been one of the best written females already, which, I mean, I guess that's debatable, but I could agree with it, even though I don't like her as a person. I think she's been a tremendously written character and a very uniquely written character, which I really do enjoy. And now we have Aoi right back into the plot. We had Emma for the last 3 episodes. Then he's using Aoi to help out Yusaku. He's getting out of his comfort zone and trying to make female characters relevant. That's the way that I see it. And so I really do applaud him for that. And they've gotten the best animators. We had Ebena's gone. We had No Gilbo do the Blue Angel Yusaku duel, and now we're going to have No Gilbo do the episode tomorrow, the end of the Yusaku Emma duel. So they really are taking, I think, what we've known with Yu-Gi-Oh! And trying to turn it on its side, where we've known females usually don't get the best treatment. Maybe enough people have complained about it over the last 15, 20 years that they really are changing it. And Yoshida is going out of his comfort zone, and he's doing a magnificent job, and I really hope he keeps it up. But the story right now, really, really enjoyable. So you guys, down below, let me know all your thoughts of what I've said, of where you think the story is going to go after this, of what you think will happen in these next 2 episodes, of what you think Sphere Karibo's role is going to be. Do you think Yusaku is going to lose any of these duels? Do you think Sphere Karibo is a hint that we will see a ritual monster appear very soon in Yu-Gi-Oh! VRains? Thank you guys, as always, so much for watching. Thank you for the support. I will see you on the review tomorrow. I hope you have an amazing day.